What's going on, guys? Just want to do start this a little earlier to make sure you guys can hear me, that you can see me. I'm going to be doing some live video as well as screen share. But if you guys can hear me right now, just post in the comments below. Just give me a yes, thumbs up. I know we got Zach in here. We've got Dennis from Houston up in here, which is really exciting. We've got Andrew from Ontario, Canada. What's up? What's up? What's up? Jonathan from New Mexico. What's going on, man? Can you guys hear me out there? Give me a yes. Got my tea here. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. No one said anything yet. I'm assuming you can. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Okay, good. Jonathan said yes. All right, cool. Super stoked to be on here. I'm gonna flip this over to here for now. I'm gonna just chat for a little bit, and then what we're gonna be doing on this webinar is I'm gonna be focusing on songwriting, making money with your music, why artists fail, and why some artists succeed, and how I can help you guys do the same thing. I want to start off by sharing my story. I'm currently in California right now. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I've been doing music now for over 15 years since I released my first EP. I've been doing it full time for over a decade. I've toured over 21 different countries, sold hundreds of thousands of albums, millions of singles, la-di-da-di-da. I've had some really awesome success, and now I want to help other artists do the same thing. I'm originally from Toronto, Canada. I go by the artist name Manifest. Some of you may know that I do music full time. Some of you might not. I moved to California about 3 years ago to chase this dream for music, and then I moved back to Canada to be with family or whatnot. But I'm in California again right now, as I was sharing in the box below in the chat room there, is that I'm here still doing music full time. You know, I was shooting a music video last night. I was doing songwriting the day before. I'm going to the ASCAP Expo later today. That's a songwriters conference, and I really encourage you guys to try to attend that, or the BMI one, or maybe a SOCAN one if you're in Canada, and network with people, meet with people, get out where people are doing music business if you want to be in it. Just the fact that you guys are on this webinar right now, you are, really putting yourself in a position to win, because one of the differences between artists that do succeed and the ones that fail is the ones that fail don't want to learn. They don't want to learn new ways of doing things, and they just try and solo it out in a corner in their basement, just trying to figure it out. But eventually you got to come out of the basement from songwriting and doing it on your own, and you got to meet people, you got to touch people, and it's all about relationships. I was doing a coaching call with one of my students earlier today, and just was overwhelmed with, didn't know what to do, didn't know what to do next. And so I spent a good amount of time with him over the phone, and we just laid out a strategy of do this, do this, do this. And so I feel for you guys, and I know it can be frustrating because there's so many different things you can do. But what are the steps you should do to become a successful artist, to become a successful songwriter? And the thing with songwriting and why it's so amazing, I'll never forget the president of SOCAN. Okay, SOCAN is like the equivalent of BMI or ASCAP in Canada. And I was hanging out with him in France at Midem, and he was saying to me, Chris, songwriting is the gift that keeps on giving. The reason I encourage you guys to keep writing songs is because once you've written a song once, you can get paid for that for years to come. I wrote an EP a long time ago called Misled Youth in 2001. It was my first EP. It was a 5-song EP. Didn't know what I was doing. My girlfriend did the artwork. I'll show you some of the pictures of this. And I'm still getting paid for it today. I still make money off something I did 15 years ago. I'll give you another example. I upload my music and sell it through TuneCore. CD Baby is another great avenue where you can sell and distribute your music. TuneCore got me a placement for one of my songs that I wrote in 2010 called Bring the Ruckus. And it got into a movie placement that's going to pay around $20,000, okay? And I'll break down on how that works and how the songwriting works. But this is the cool thing, like you do the work once, and you continue to get paid for it forever. And I just want to say, guys, like, songwriting is a great way to change people's lives. Songwriting is an awesome way where you can make a living. It's a great outlet. I lost my dad to suicide when I was 5 years old. I got hurt skateboarding. I got dumped by a girlfriend, and I was in a dark place. And instead of following the path of my dad, I chose to follow the path and start to write songs. I started to paint the pain, and music was an outlet for me. And maybe you can relate that music is an outlet for you to express yourself, but it's also a great way to get a message out there and to change people's lives. And I just want to say, whatever it is you're doing while you're doing it, just keep creating. You know, this thing does not happen overnight, guys. It just doesn't. I wish it did, but it doesn't. It's taken me a long time to get where I am, and I've made a ton of mistakes. I'm not here saying I've got everything figured out, but I'm just here to encourage you. And I just want to say, like, look, there's always going to be more talented artists than you. There's always going to be more talented artists than me, producers, songwriters, whatever. Create anyways. Write anyways. Put your voice out into the world anyways, okay? Because it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And many start, guys, many start, but few finish. And sometimes it's because they don't have a coach around them, encouraging them and getting that support. That's one reason why artists fail. Another reason is they give up right before their name's called. I was at the ASCAP Expo a couple of years ago and I got to hear Akon speak. And you got to see all these artists are lined up and they're working. And right when their name's about to get called, they give up. They give up too soon. And another reason why artists fail is because they're bad attitudes. You know, I'm not the best singer. I'm not the best rapper in the world, but I had heart and I had a good attitude. All my friends, when I was in a rap group, were more talented than me, but they didn't want to put in the hard work. They didn't want to put in the heart. They didn't want to learn and show up on this live webinar like you are. They didn't want to learn. They weren't really hungry for it. And so they gave up. So I want to encourage you not to give up too soon. I just want to go through a quick thing and share my screen. And then I'm going to give you guys a whole bunch of tips on songwriting. If you guys are with me, I just want to go back to the live chat. If you guys are still with me, say yes in the chat room and that you're enjoying this. Say yeah. I know you can't talk back. That'd be cool if I could talk back, but you guys can't talk back in the chat room. So let me just share my screen here. I don't want to turn my camera off, because I did that one time. Share screen. Here we go. Desktop. Start screen share. Present to everyone. Yes. Okay, so let me know that you guys can see my screen. And I just want to show you guys again quickly. I'm going to go through this really quickly. This is how much money I made just selling music online and the potential of selling music. Songwriting, guys. Songwriting. It's all in the song. One hit song will do more for you than anything else, okay? So I just want to show legitimately I'm still making music. But this is where I started. Yep, that's where I started. That's me right there trying to rap. There's my rap group. Not very many fans here, but you got to start somewhere. There's me waving my hand around looking like a goof. Here's me and my girlfriend, my wife now, who I've been married to for 13 years. She did all my artwork. She did all my design. This is the very first EP I ever released. Terrible artwork when you think about it compared to what's now, but you got to start somewhere. Find a friend that can do a photo shoot for you. Find someone who can do a logo for you. Start putting the pieces together. It doesn't have to be great at the beginning. It just has to be good. Just get it out there. Get yourself out there. Action fuels success. There's the album cover when I finally got signed, okay? Finally got signed, stepped it up a bit, and we just tried to keep growing. Just tried to keep learning and making it better. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see my screen here, okay? I didn't know what I was doing, but I just stepped out anyways. Blew up in Japan. Sold hundreds of thousands of albums there and singles. Totally crazy. Went from this to this. How many years was that in between? It was about 7 years. So it took some time. And that's what I want to encourage you guys on today. I'm going to give you guys the tips of songwriting and whatnot and how to be successful. But I just want you to know this isn't an overnight thing. It's just all of a sudden it happens that way. It seems like that's just me and my wife there chilling out in Japan. Never thought this would happen in a million years. But you just got to start. You just got to get out there. You just got to write another song and write another song. Here's me and my buddy Coy from Crossfaith. This guy was not a very big artist when he was doing a featuring on my song. Now his band is, you could say, is bigger than mine in Asia in some markets, just blowing it up. You get to meet other people, collab with people. I'm going to be talking about Fanbase University at the end of this, and it's this coaching program I have. But one of the main things there, guys, is I want to put you and connect you with a whole bunch of artists that are doing the same things you want to do. Collabing with people, networking, and connections is so important. Here's me and my buddies. It's my buddy Joe. He played in the band Red, and he's doing some songwriting for Star Set, and also, what's the other man? Howard Benson, huge producer. This was us in Russia a couple of years ago. Never thought that would be crazy, whatever happened. Touring with some of my favorite bands, POD, Flyleaf. You know, I still remember in my basement writing my first song, thinking and watching these guys on MTV. Now I toured with them. Couldn't believe it. Here's just some more pictures of me touring. Merchandise, guys. You take your songs, you record them, you make an album, you build a brand, but it starts with the song, which I'm going to get to in a second. I love skateboarding. I hurt myself skateboarding. Couldn't become a pro skateboarder, so I started to do music full time. I incorporated my passions into my music. One thing I'm going to be talking about in the songwriting portion here is you want to incorporate what you love to do into your songwriting, into your image, into your brand. What do you love? What do you like to do? Don't hide from it. Let it out. So I let it out in skateboarding, everything I do, even my merch. This is one of the courses that is included in Fanbase University. I'll go over a little bit later, called How I Make Over $4,000 a Month Selling Music Online. Really, really powerful course. I'll get into that later. But what I want to do right now is I want to get into what it takes to make a great song, okay? And I'm going to go back to the camera here, and because I want you guys to see my face, because it's really important, and I'm just going to go off my sheet here. The sheet that I have, it's called How to Write a Hit Song, and you can get it on smartmusicbusiness.com. It's a little cheat sheet. But I just want to say, everything in the music industry starts with a great song. What I was saying to one of my coaching students today, I said, I can teach you marketing. I can teach you how to promote, play shows, do all these things. But if you don't have great songs, that's the foundation of everything, is writing great songs. And so I want to go through how to write a radio hit song, because when we're talking about hit songs, really we're talking about songs that are catchy, things that are melodic. So I'm going to go through a 10-point thing here. And what you need to know is you write a song. You write another song and another one. I wrote like 20 when I first started. I thought like, oh yeah, I'm so good. I got like these 20 songs. I've wrote hundreds now. And like I write like, I don't know how many. I don't know how many before I pick the 10 or 14 that go on an album. You write down as many as you can. You fail as fast as you can. You dare to suck. You dare to be vulnerable and put yourself out there. What I was saying to the guy on the phone today, I was talking about that song, Work, 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 that song by Rihanna. And it was produced by my buddy, Boy Wonder, made the beat actually, a friend of mine from Canada, believe it or not. I said, man, like if you came up with that thing idea, work, 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 like are you willing to risk yourself? Are you willing to embarrass yourself? Are you willing to just throw yourself out there and be vulnerable? Because that's what you have to do when it comes to great songwriting. You have to be willing to say work, 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 and it becomes a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone presented that later on, they're crazy. I look at that song by Snoop Dogg a while ago, when it had that crazy sample that was like, ooh, and it was just like this really weird sound, and it was just like this really crazy beat that blew up. But this is, again, it's the people that are willing to risk. And what I really want to encourage you out of everything that I'm going to go through in this songwriting stuff is you got to be willing to put yourself out there as an artist. When I'm like I write songs sitting like this, and I'll just put on a beat. I'll have an instrumental or something on Spotify or on iTunes or whatnot, and I'll play it, and I'll start dancing around the room, and I'll just start shooting out different melody ideas and whatnot. And I'm going to see if I can even just find a random lyric or melody that I had going on here. I think my phone totally got reset, which is unbelievable because I deleted something earlier today. But the whole point is just to be vulnerable and try a different melody. Try something. Try saying stuff and shouting it out. But let's go through the 10 points right here. Number one is a catchy melody. In a song, you want to have catchy melody and catchy lyrics and a catchy chorus. Okay? They also call the chorus the hook because you're trying to hook people in. You're trying to get them to repeat it over and over again. And I could say, I'm going to go with my song Human. I'm going to use that as an example. The very first verse is, I never said I was an angel. No, I never said I wouldn't break down. Yeah. There's so many ways I could say that. I could rap that. I never said I was an angel. I never said I wouldn't break down. I could say it all monotone. I could scream it. I never said I was an angel. Like you can say a melody, you can scream it, you can shout it. You got to be willing to mess with it. I never said I was an angel. I never said. I could slow it down if you're a female voice. I never said I was an angel. I never said I was an angel. Like you got to mess with it. Try cutting it up, chopping it up until you get the melody that you want. I had the verses when I was working with this with Adam, my producer, who happens to produce Magic and some really massive bands, Justin Bieber, and he's really challenged me on the melody. And it was just like, I never said I was an angel. No. And he was just trying to like put that vibe in it, put that flow in it, put that soul. You need to do that. You need to make it catchy. You need to catchy. Don't stay with just the first melody you write, challenge the melody. When I hire a producer, which I encourage you guys to do, to take your songs from good to great, they're supposed to tear apart the song. You know, I wrote a song the other day with one of my producer friends, Seth Mosley, and he didn't tear apart my chorus as much because I eventually got better. And that's how you get better, by writing and writing and writing. Number 2, production. Creative production that is relevant and timeless and original. You know, you might not be a producer. I'm not a producer. I can't play music, but I hire guys to play it for me. If you don't have any beats or anything to write to, that's why I actually release instrumentals of all my own albums, because I want other songwriters to write stuff. But you can look up instrumentals of really famous artists and songs that you like. I write to really popular instrumentals that are on the top 40 today, or top rock, or whatever it is, because it inspires me. I don't try and write something that's similar to their song, but I try and use that beat that I really like to trigger something in me, to get that emotion. I play that track and I sit down and I try and come up with stuff and just try and let it out of me, you know, and I play it. And sometimes I don't play it for very long, because I want to keep, there's something magical about hearing an instrumental for the first time and not hearing it on blast, because music does something when you hear it for the first time, especially when my producers, and when they used to send me a hip hop beat, or they used to send me a rock beat, and because I knew it was mine and they made it for me, and I was supposed to write a song to it, it was very special to me. So I would just play it for a little bit to get some inspiration, and then I would write something to it. But your production is so important. I was saying this to another artist that I was coaching with, or I gave them a musician makeover, because what I do in Fanbase University, which I'll share later, is I take one artist every month and I critique one of their songs, and I critique their whole website. And I thought for her song, her production could be a little bit more. They could have added a little bit more strings, or add a little bit more elements to take it from here to here. Number 3, if you want to write a great song, guys, and you want it to be on radio, it's got to be under 4 minutes. Sometimes just even 3.5, because you got to understand there's all these songs that are fighting for that place on the radio. Okay, there's only so many slots that you can put songs into. Okay, and so if yours is shorter, well, they have a smaller spot and they can fit more songs than all these 4-minute songs, and people's attention spans are short. You got to keep your songs, if you want them to be played on radio, from 3 to 3.5 minutes. Okay, and I also want to say this: you got to get to the hook as quick as possible. If you can have the catchy hook off at the beginning, a little snippet of it, even better. Get to that hook as quick as you can. Get to the hook under a minute. Okay. Number 4, I said this before: big choruses. You need to hear the hook. If you're sitting in front of a label exec and you're trying to play them a song, you're like, oh, I got all these songs. You know what they're going to say? Play me the hit. Play me the hit. I was talking to my guy today again, one of my artists. I said, one song will do more for you than one great song will do more for you than like 10 or 20 mediocre good songs. One great song will change your life. One great song. You just need one hit to change your career. It happened to me. One hit. Then I wrote another hit. Then I wrote another one. Change your life. When you're writing your lyrics, guys, you want to be emotional. You want to be emotional. You want to put you into that song. Paint the pain. Let out the pain. Feel like it. Listen to the songs that really trigger emotion in you. Look at the lyrics. Why do they speak to you? Is it because it's metaphoric? Because they said something that I was just like, whoa, that just hit me. I heard something, this lyric the other day. He was talking about holding his tongue and being underwater, and it was just like, it just spoke to me. It really painted the picture. Paint the picture for your audience. Keep it simple. Keep it stupid. When you play me your song, I shouldn't be like, oh, what was that about? I didn't really get that. Like, people should get it the first time. Don't be so metaphoric that your like song is about this and I just don't get it. I'll never forget my buddy. He's like, oh, those metaphors, those rhymes are really cool, dude, but I don't know what the heck you're saying. Okay, so keep it simple. Be emotional. Format. The goal is to get the listener to the chorus as fast as possible without losing the integrity of the song. Most hit songs are formatted in one of the following ways: chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. That's most pop. Some are verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Some have 2 verses, bridge, chorus is the majority of my songs do. Most of them just have 2 verses, 3 choruses, and a bridge. You can be as creative as you want. I encourage you, for pop music, to get it on the radio, you want to either have a little snippet of the chorus or something at the beginning, or you get to the chorus as quick as you can. Super catchy verse, okay? If you can, break down the verse into a pre-chorus to set up the chorus. It's basically a pre-chorus. Is you slow down a little bit. You kind of pull the music down to allow a little bit of breath before you punch into that hook, okay? Because that hook is what really gets people. Listen to some Katy Perry or some Taylor Swift, okay? You can hate on Taylor Swift as much as you want, but she's a phenomenal songwriter. Phenomenal songwriter. I already said, keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. Here's another thing. Your delivery. I could give you one of my songs. Taylor Swift could give you one of her songs. Eminem could give you one of his songs. Drake could give you one of his songs. How are you delivering it? How are you singing it? One of the things I also say to some of my students is, I say, I got to believe you, man. Like, I got to believe you. Like sometimes when you're performing a song and maybe you haven't been in a booth a lot of times, but you've got to overcome that fear, guys. You got to stop caring what people think about you. And you just got to let it out. Just rap it, sing it, shout it. You just got to let it out. You've got to just let it out, okay? And be you. Don't be afraid. You've got to deliver it, you know? Eminem can only deliver his verse the way he delivers it. Rihanna can only deliver the way she does it. Mumford & Sons, whoever. You can only deliver it the way you can, but you've got to learn to deliver it and execute it with style, with emotion, without being pitchy. You know, when I'm recording in the booth, sometimes like I'll be like, okay, sing. You'll be like, sing that again. It was a little pitchy. I'm like, okay. Then, of course, last two things I want to give you guys. Make sure the song's mixed. It's got to be mixed, man. Can't sound like it's in a tin can or like in a hollow room. Get someone to mix it. You know, if you're going to spend your money anywhere, guys, you got to spend it on making a good song, getting it mixed, getting it mastered, getting it produced. Tear apart the song, build it back up. It'll totally just change your life with a hit song. It'll make such a difference. I can't even explain how important good songwriting does, because you're taking those songs, right? You're taking those good songs and you're performing them. And that's the first thing I would tell you. Once you had good songs, once you have 2 to 3 good songs, that's what I was telling my guy today. Once you have 2, 3 good songs, what do? What's the first thing you do if you want to make a living with music? You want to know what it is? Go perform. Go perform shows. I told him to go play at an open mic. Go play open mics. And if you read my book, Fighter, you'll hear all the struggles and everything I went through. I wrote a book called Fighter, 5 Keys to Conquering Fear and Reaching Your Dreams. And I talk about going to those open mics and just putting myself on stage, networking with people, meeting other artists, doing shows. I went from 5 days a week to 4 to 3. And then eventually I took a leave of absence and then I quit my job. But when I was working 5 days a week, taking all that money and putting it into my career and investing into my career, I was playing shows on the weekends. I was in the studio at nights. I was playing shows. I was getting my brand out there. I was getting it out there. How do you do that? Like, because you can't just do the marketing online. That's important. It's awesome. And yes, you can just do it. But I'm telling you, playing shows, getting your chops up is the quickest way you will get paid and build a fan base of rabid fans is playing shows. Whether you got to play at your churches, whether you got to call, look in your local city, the closest city to you where there's similar artists or genre of your bands, seeing if you can open, asking if you can perform a couple songs, asking if you can buy on. You might have to have a photo shoot done. You might have to get a logo done. You might have to get some things done. I talk about all about this in Fanbase University, but these are some of the things that you need to get ready. And then you make an album, you make an EP, you release a single. And I always tell everybody, if YouTube is so important. I focused on that on a different webinar that you can check out in my courses. I talk about YouTube marketing and all that stuff, but you've got to be building your brand online and offline. You mix the two, and it's a balance. It is a juggle. You're playing shows, you're writing songs, you're marketing online. And this is the thing, because I said this, you want to do all this stuff before you try and get signed to a record deal. Why? Someone just say why? Why? So that you can leverage yourself. If you've got a whole bunch of stuff done, you've got songs done, you've got some shows done, you've got a YouTube presence, you've got social media following, you've got an email list. Don't want to get too heavy on you. But if you got some stuff done and here's the record label coming to chirp at you, they're trying to talk to you from the bottom as opposed to the label being here and you've got nothing done. You got a brand new artist, you're like, sign me. You know what they'll do? They're like, yeah, I'll sign you and I'll rip you off. And they'll take all your money and you'll be broke and you'll be like some of these artists that have sold more records than me that are forced to go back to their day jobs and can't make music for a living. I want to see you guys win. I want to see you succeed. And that leads to the next thing that I want to show you guys is what I've opened here. And I've opened this thing called Fanbase University. And I want to talk to you guys about it. I want to show you about it. I have a coach. I have managers. I have people that really support me. I can't do this on my own. I need support. I need encouragement. And so that's why I'm teaching. That's why I have these courses. But what I did was I created this monthly membership thing where you can get access directly to me. Every single month, I do a coaching call with all my artists. All my courses that I've done that I'm going to show you in a second are behind this wall where you log into and you can ask me any questions and you get access to all this training that I'm talking about. Plus, you get access to all the other artists that are doing exactly what you want to do. And it's phenomenal. Networking, show swapping, giving you context for merch or for label stuff, for music videos, lyric videos. You get access to all this content and to all the networking, which is just so huge. Every single month, I talk to you. I do the musician makeover thing where I take one artist, I mentioned this earlier, where I go through your brand, critique it, and whether you're an artist that gets picked or not, just watching these videos, I've already done I think 3 of them, you will learn so much by watching me critique another artist's website, their social media. I critique what they're doing and their song. It's just so fun. And then every single month as well, there's a monthly training where I interview an industry professional. I interviewed my buddy Seth Mosley, who's a multi-Grammy winning award producer in songwriting. I interviewed a booking agent. I'm interviewing a manager this month. It's going to be so powerful. And then of course there's the one-on-one group coaching call. And then again, there is the all the training courses that are in there. And I want to share my screen and show you guys this right now because it's just so powerful and it's just so fun. And it's basically so you don't feel left behind, because I know what it's like to feel lonely, guys. I know what it's like to be discouraged and feel like, you know, there's no one out there and like you're on your own. And so let me just show you this right now. Let me just go to the forums. So this is Fanbase University here. I'm logged in here. I could log out right now, but I'm going to stay logged in. Here's some of the stuff. This is the first thing. Here's Backstage Pass. This is the monthly trainings that I put out every month. How to book shows. If you click on this, I do a training and I show you exactly how to book shows, the process for booking shows in a church. I show you why every artist should book their own shows. The contract that you should use for contracting your show. If you're just trying to get yourself out there, I show you how to send a cold email to booking agents, how to send a cold email to churches, to clubs, to bars, to book you in shows. That's like one of my favorite trainings right in there, okay? Then I give you social media. I did, let's just go back here. I did Facebook best practices, showing exactly how I do social media. Here's the general forum where everybody's posting questions and mingling and whatnot and networking and posting all their stuff. We've had over 90 posts. There's been so many different topics and stuff, people sharing songs, their beats. Here's the live Q&As. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, imagine it was just me and the artist, and it's just Q&A the whole time, and I'm answering all your questions every single month, just me and you. Artists are swapping email addresses and just connecting, and it's just freaking awesome. Here's the members training area, okay? And these are all courses, okay? One of my favorite courses is this one, Songwriting, Marketing, and Building a Brand with Your Music. Whether you're new, you're old, or whatever, this one will blow your mind. There's a lot of motivation in here about believing in yourself, failing as fast as you can. I talk about choosing an artist and a stage name if you haven't. I talk about building a brand. I talk about if I had to start over from scratch, what would I do? Deciding on a genre. I did rock and hip hop. Now I'm focused on rock now. I talk about songwriting in depth more than I did today, from song structures to song title, writing lyrics, writing a great chorus, studio setup, touring smart, how to book a show in a church, how to book a show at a club, how to sell from stage. Guys, you need to learn to sell from stage, how to sell CDs and merch and make money, how to win over the audience every time. I teach you my $10,000 a month touring strategy, which will blow your mind. And there's just so much content just in that course alone. Then, of course, I get into how I make $4,000 a month selling music online, how to get a record deal, and I talk about the points and the things you should know, how to get started. I I ask you, why do you want a record deal, independent versus being signed? I talk about 360 deals, licensing deals. This will save you $50,000 right here, points of a contract. If I knew this stuff right here, it would have saved me $50,000. Totally changed my life. What else here? We got how to get a booking agent and how to book your own shows, Instagram marketing mastery, how to do a Kickstarter. So these are just some of the courses in here, guys. I don't know if this is overwhelming you. There's just tons of content. And of course, the musician makeovers. This month we did Carol Kay. She's a member. And then we've got the masterclass interviews. I interviewed Seth Mosley. I interviewed Brandy Wallman. And later this month, I'm doing my manager, or one of my manager friends, and how you can get a manager. That'll just blow your mind. And so I want to flip back to my screen here and talk to you guys. To get access to all this, you got two options, okay? And the options are, it's either $29 a month and you get access to all that content, or you can do the yearly membership, which is $299. Plus, you get a free coaching call with me. Plus, I'm going to mail you a copy of my book, Fighter: 5 Keys to Conquering Fear and Reaching Your Dreams. I could charge hundreds of dollars more, and this price is going to be going up. $29 a month, guys. You're getting access to all that content, plus a group coaching call to keep you on point every single month. It would cost you thousands of dollars at like a university or a college to get access to stuff like this, but I'm giving it to you for only $29 a month because I believe in you. I want to see you win, and I know it takes time to make money with music. So there's the two options here. Again, the yearly membership, you get a free 30-minute coaching call with me to jumpstart you and get you rocking, get you on the right path, and get you moving towards your career. I normally charge hundreds of dollars to get on the phone with me, and I'm just throwing that in today because I believe in you and because I want to see you win. So I encourage you guys, sign up now because the price is going to be going up, and I really don't want you guys to miss out on this opportunity at all. I'm going to jump over back to the questions right now here and answer some of your questions. Let's go back into the live feed. If you guys are enjoying this, let me know if you guys are with me. All right, let's see if there are some questions in here. Let me just scroll up here because you guys have been posting a lot of stuff. Okay. Oh, and post it again at the bottom below. If I don't get to your question, just post it again. Okay, so Cole is asking about how can I book gigs. Well, first thing you're gonna need is a video of you performing live. That's really important to get shows booked. It helps. You don't have to, but if you can, especially if you want to get paid. But sometimes you got to play for free, guys. Sometimes you got to play for free, and then you build it up, and then you get paid. But sometimes you got to start here. Sometimes you got to buy on. If you can have something of you performing, having a website makes a really big difference. The interview with my booking agent inside Fanbase University will help you so much and go a lot more over that, but that'll get you started. Even if you haven't done any open mics, I don't know if you've played before or not, Cole, but just getting out there, getting your name out there, open mics, opening for other bands, asking if you can open for them and say, look, I'll promote the show. I will help out. John says he's working on building an email list. I am still trying to get involved in music, perform school talent shows. Good. That's right, dude. You learn from failing. Okay, Cole's asking, yes, Fanbase University, it's $30 a month, and you get direct access to me. You get all that content, all the members training. You get the musician makeover. If you do the $299, you also get the coaching call with me for 30 minutes. And super awesome to get on the phone and chat. And we go through everything. I send you a questionnaire, and you got to fill it all out. And I go through, like, that is an action meeting, okay? When we jump on the phone, guys, it's an action meeting, and you walk away with a plan of action for your career. It's not just jump on the phone, candid and whatnot. No, we go through your career, and I give you action steps so that you know what you're doing, why you're doing it, with a plan. I give you marching orders, okay? Because that's what we need. We just need our butts kicked sometimes. Only that's $299 for that. Plus, and that's for the full year, okay? If you do the $299, you've paid for your membership for the full year, okay? So you save $50 plus you get the coaching call with me, plus you get the book Fighter: 5 Keys to Conquering Fear and Reaching Your Dreams, which will totally help you. Zach is asking, just looking down the questions here. Glad you guys are digging this. Rebecca, what do you do if you're broke? I have no job or any good way to make money. Okay, I feel you. Money is a struggle. It's frustrating. Volunteering is the first step. If you don't have a job, you volunteer, you work for free, especially in the industry you want to be in, so that you can learn, get good at it, work your butt off for them, and then hopefully you can go from volunteer to paid. I say to some students and whatnot, like, why go to university? Why go to college when you can just pay somebody to work for them for free? Like, you pay them to work in the industry you want to work in. Learn from the pros. Learn by doing, not by just, you know what I mean? Like by theory. You want to do. Volunteering is a great way to get your foot in the door. How did you find, what's this, I don't know what your name is, T Koza. How did you find your musicians and band when you first started? Here's some advice I want to give you guys too, and this is something I want you to know. Bands break up, okay? I really encourage you in some of the course training and inside Fanbase University, okay? Bands break up. If you are in control, you are the artist, I encourage you to hire the musicians. So that way, if they leave, they decide they don't want to do music anymore, you can keep going. You've built the brand. Okay, it's really important. I've met them through friends. I met them through other bands by going on tour. I met them at festivals, asking around. I know dudes that have done Craigslist ads through the church. You want to go where the artist is and meet people and ask other bands. And there's a lot of like session guys that are just looking for work, man. But this is the thing. When they're hired, then you got to pay them. When they're in the band, you're all struggling it out together. You're all in this together working forward, right? So that's the only thing. But this is the thing, man. It's got to be your way or the highway. Sure, there's some dudes that'll come along beside you and believe in it, and they'll do it for free for a while, but eventually you got to pay them, right? But there's dudes that'll just want to support you. They'll just totally want to support you. Again, for those of you that you're just joining, $29 a month for the access to Fanbase University, for the monthly group coaching calls, which are awesome. Plus, you get the musician makeover access every month. You get access to all the contacts, whatever it is you want to do, booking agents. You get introduced to so many other artists, so many other trainings that will really help you and answer probably every single question I'm about to answer right now. What is a good way to come up with an original, catchy, and good melody? I found that I'm great with lyrics, but I have a hard time with beats, hooks, and stuff like that. I will look at instrumentals, but are there any more on that? Yeah, man. When it comes to same thing, that's what I struggled with. And I really listened to other hit songs. What is it why were they catchy? What is it that they're saying? And I had to really let go of myself and try singing over the track and really putting it. I have a song called Bounce. It's one of my catchiest songs. It's just like bounce. If you want to just bounce and move, if you want to just move and move. And it's just like, it's just repeating it over again. Like, it's finding that one word that people are going to want to say over and over again. Look at Switchfoot. Look at the stars. When I look at the stars. Like, what is your song about? What is the one word that sums up the song? How can you put that in the chorus that's really catchy that people want to say over and over again? I have a song called No Plan B that's said so many times, you know. It's too late, it's my fate, I can't turn around, there's no fear in the mirror to hold me down. And we have this like word, no plan B, chanting all the time in the background. Hope that helps, man. What about solo careers like Toby Mac did after DC Talk broke up? Yeah, he's had a very successful career. And again, look at that. There's a reason why they broke up, okay? There's a lot of artists that have gone solo, and they're even more successful than they were in the band because honestly, the band sometimes holds people back. because you've got to get this person to sign off and this person and this person. When you're one person, you can just make decisions quickly and move this thing forward. Okay? You can just move this thing forward. Andrew's saying, is it important to get your songs copywritten? I wrote so much, but I've never gotten them copywritten. You know, that's an interesting question. When your pen leaves the pad, it is copywritten. You know, you've heard that thing when you put it in the mail and you mail it to yourself and it's got the stamp on it and it's got your lyrics in there. The reason they do that is because if you were to get challenged in a court of law, you have that letter to prove it. And that's really what it comes down to. It's a contest of who can prove that they wrote the song. That's really what it comes down to. But when your pen leaves the paper, it's technically copywritten. The point is who can prove it in a court of law if you were to go down that road. But honestly, I don't worry about that kind of stuff until there's some serious money being made. What do you do when you don't feel inspired to make a song, especially when playing with instruments? Man, you got to read a book. You got to go see a movie, go see a show, go listen to some new music and get pumped up and reminded why it is you do what you do, and get encouraged. Get yourself around like-minded individuals. And again, that's why I created Fanbase University, is because I know what it's like to be alone and discouraged sometimes. And when we do our group coaching calls, this guy, one of my guys in there from a band, you know, he was kind of discouraged, and then he got on the group coaching call and he was just like, boom, he was pumped up again. And he was just like, okay, let's do this, you know? And he was just so stoked. This is what I want to do for you guys right now. I'm going to answer a few more questions, but I want to tell you this bonus right now on the line right now. This is only for people that are listening and on the line right now. If you sign up later, it's not going to happen. If you sign up for the monthly membership, I'm going to give you a free 15-minute coaching call with me anyways, because you're on here right now. I'm going to give you the free 15 minutes coaching call, $29 a month. And remember, obviously you can cancel at any time. I would never recommend that you do, but if you sign up for that, for the monthly, just to encourage you to get you guys in there and taking action, because it's, again, the difference between artists that fail and succeed. It's artists that take action, that take risks, that puts themselves out there. If you sign up for even the $29 a month, I'm going to give you one free 15-minute coaching call with me, phone you up, talk about your career, give you your pointers, answer your questions on the phone with me while you sign up, while this webinar is going on right now. Okay? That's the deal. That's what's happening. I encourage you. Let's get to a few more questions before I bounce out of here. I have a copy, right? Okay. John Page, the Stacey White. Would love to know what's the best route for finding a booking agent for our rock and roll genre. Finding a booking agent is great. The thing, what you got to do in the meantime is book your own shows. Okay? You book your own shows. You invite those booking agents to your show. If there's a booking agent that you specifically want to work with, there's lots of agencies out there. The Agency Group, SL Fellman, William Morris. There's a lot of smaller boutique agencies, but you find the agent that's in your town, and you can just go to their website and look, and you just say, hey man, whoever it is, I'm going to be playing a show in your town. I'm going to be at this festival, and I would love to invite you out to the show and buy you a drink or buy you dinner. And you send them, hey, here's a link to us playing live. Okay, but you want to make sure that you are ready before you send your email out. If you haven't played a bunch of shows and you don't have, any following at all, it is not time to get a booking agent. In the meantime, what you want to do is hire a personal assistant to send out emails on your behalf to all the people, the promoters, the bar owners, the churches, wherever it is you want to play, to email those people on your behalf, because that's what a booking agent does. Some booking agents make emails outgoing, some just wait for the phone to ring. And so if you can't make that phone ring, if there's not a demand for you so that you're like, hey, waiting for the phone to ring, if you're not making the phone ring, then you got to be booking your own shows first. I hope that's valuable. Dudes are asking about my writing style and my influences. Dude, I've had influences from Michael Jackson to Linkin Park to Eminem to TFK to Switchfoot to U2. So many listening and just getting inspired. And I love just getting those triggers, those things that just really inspire me. Hearing that one lyric and that chorus, and just hits me in the chest. Um, I draw my lyrical inspiration from reading, from hearing other songs, from going to movies, real life experiences, hearing people's songs. What I like to do when in my songwriting is take real life phrases that we use in everyday conversation and put them into songs because that's relatable. If words that you normally use in day-to-day language, you put that into a song, people are going to relate to that, right? People are really going to relate to that. Okay, this is gonna be the last question, and then when I shut this down, I'll leave it up for a little bit, okay, for you guys to get in on that deal again. You can do the annual where you save $50, and you get the whole year, and you get a 45-minute coaching call with me, plus the free book Fighter: 5 Keys to Conquering, Freeing, and Reaching Your Dreams. You save some money, or you can do the $29 a month, and you'll still get a 15-minute coaching call with me. Those that are watching this webinar right now, if you're seeing it, you get access to that and get access to all that training. And I'm excited for you. We've got a couple members that have joined here already. It's good to see Tommy has joined us. Welcome to the crew, man. So stoked that you're in here. Can't wait to be chatting with you, man. You'll be getting an email from us really soon, and or from me soon, with some questions. Gonna blaze you with some questions. Then we're gonna schedule that coaching call really soon. Couple questions here. What it cost to sing covers in a live show? No, you can sing covers. That's what karaoke's for. Singing covers is a great way to get started, doing covers online and whatnot. But eventually, Rebecca, it's so good to see you here, Rebecca. I know you're another one of my students. Really important to write your own eventually. Covers are a good launching pad, good way to get some SEO and get some people to your YouTube page or whatnot. But then eventually you want to write your own. You want to write your own. What are the most important investments you make for your business? Really good question, John. There's so much I can teach you guys, and we're just limited time here. And that's why, I really want you to join Fanbase University so we can do this every single month. But, and you can always just read my book Fighter and just buy that. But I'm going to share a story from that. Is I went into debt, and I really recommend you not going into debt as much as you can. Like, sure, you have to invest, but at the same time, when it comes to business decisions, the two best things that I've invested in are my brain, my education, my networking, and that's why I'm encouraging you to join Fanbase University, but also invest in the songs. And I hope you heard that tonight, is to invest in the songs and in your songwriting and learning and making the songs better. That's the best investment I ever made, was to hire a good producer to take my songs from good and make them great, guys. I'm telling you, investing in your songs, investing in your education, okay, and not getting ripped off for it by blowing it on college or university. I know it's great or whatnot, but learning the music industry, you got to learn from people that are doing it, that are in it, okay? But investing in yourself. And so watching this webinar right now, that's one of the best investments that you can make, is your time, John. You're investing your time right now to learn. And I encourage you guys, hang out on this chat roll for a little bit and chat a little bit more, to meet people and to network and to be around like-minded individuals, because they say who you are is who you become is the 5 people you hang out with the most. Who are you hanging out with? You're hanging out with the haters, you're hanging out with the negative people, or you're hanging out with people that want to inspire you and encourage you? Well, hey, I got to get wrapping up here. My voice is getting a little bit more raspy, but hang out here. And again, that $29 a month offer gives you still the free 15-minute coaching call. And I'd love to help you out there and see you in there and take your career to the next level. We can chat in here and I'll answer a few questions, but I got to get going. Love you guys. I believe in you. A fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So never quit and keep fighting, guys. See you in Fanbase University, and look forward to helping you out.